Hi children, this is CBSE Grade 9 French Revolution Part 2. In this session, let us see, in the first session we had seen what were the reasons for the revolution in France, what is meant by France, a revolution, and what were the social, economical, political and immediate causes. So we had seen in the first session political and social causes. In this session, let us see what were the immediate cause for the economic and immediate cause for the revolution. Let us see. The first thing, the growing middle class, the topic is growing middle class, put an end to the privileges. First, economic cause. The struggle to survive. What is survive? We need some basic things. If we are able to live with our basic things, that is survival. To live we need some food, we need minimum amount of food, shelter and clothes, no, that is survive, to live. So even for that people had struggled, even for the basic needs people had struggled. That was the first reason why people had struggled. What is the reason? So the population rose. The reason was the population rose from 23 to 28 million between 1715 to 1718 years, and all you forget 23 to 28 million. In short, population increased. If a population increased, the food grains automatically, the demand for food grains also will increase. If the food grains demand increases, na, supply also should be increased, no? No. But the production of food grains had not increased. See children, population increased, so the country was in a need of increased food grains, increased amount of food grains. But that was not happened. Production of food grains had not happened, had not increased. So what will happen? Demand is more, supply is less. Automatically, the price increased. The price increases if the people are getting good salary, they can meet. That also had not happened. Most of the workers were employed as laborers in workshops. How much they will be getting? Laborers will be paid less only, no? That too, the owners will fix the salary because most of the people were unemployed. So these wages, what was fixed by their owners, was not enough to get the high prices bread, increased food grains. So the wages were not sufficient to purchase the high price bread. So this itself widens the gap between poor and rich. This situation even still worse whenever the drought or hail. Drought in the sense there was no rain at all. So because of that less rainfall, we will not get crop expected yield, we cannot get crop failure. So whenever the drought or hail, if it over rains also, we will be getting the same problem. So whenever the drought or fail, it will reduce the harvest of the food grains. The situation becomes worse. This led to a subsistence crisis where people were not able to get their basic food and needs. Okay, in your book, on the right corner of the bottom of the right corner, it will be given the meaning for the word subsistence crisis, where people were not able to meet their basic needs. Okay, what was the reason? We have seen the population increased, demand for food grains increased, but production did not increase. So the price increased. Increased price, it was not able to meet with the less salary. Children, people's salary was less, so it was a problem for the poor people. That situation becomes worse whenever the drought or hail leads to the poor harvest, poor crop. Okay, so this situation is called subsistence crisis. It was occurred frequently in France during the old regime. Old regime, you have seen that it is a government and institutions of the France before 1789. Okay, subsistence crisis was the first reason. Okay. The second thing, that was the economic cause. The second thing, growing middle envisages an end to privileges. What is growing middle class? The middle class, I mean all the middle class emerged in third estate. people, some people have engaged in business with the overseas trade, I mean foreign trade. They earned much income. Some people were producing silk and textiles, so they earned much. So the growing middle class, they were becoming prosperous. They wanted to put an end to privileges which were enjoyed by the first and second estate. How long they'll be patiently enduring all these things? So they wanted to put an end to the privileges. In the past also, peasants and workers revolted against the increased tax and food scarcity. In the past also, there was a revolt, there was a protest, there was a strike against the tax and food scarcity. But they lacked means and programs because they did not have money, they were not educated. What is meant by lacked the means and programs? Means the way in which you protest, the way in which you organize the strike, the way in which you fought against the king. That is means. And programs, the strike organize this and that. So the people, even though in the past poor peasants and workers revolted against the king, they were not experienced with the way of protesting. Okay, now this was taken over by the third estate prosperous society. I told you, know, some people, they have earned much money because of this overseas trade and manufacture of silk and textiles. They became rich. So these rich people in the third estate, they are called middle class, emerging middle class. Not only they have included, not only this business and business and merchants. This included lawyers and administrative officials. So they were all educated in the growing middle class. They were big businessmen, merchants. They are all becoming prosperous, I mean rich. And also it include lawyers and administrative officials, teachers, professionals. Okay, they were all educated. They believed that hereafter no group in society should be privileged by birth. No people should enjoy privileges by birth, like first and second estate. Now they are enjoying, no? We have to put an end to this. Rather, person's social position should be based on his merit. The person should be respected only by his merit, only by his deeds, only by his actions, not by his birth, they have decided. Second thing. Third thing, these two things were strengthened by the revolutionary ideas, by the philosophers. Who were the philosophers? They have strengthened this feeling. So, John Locke, Rousseau, and Montesquieu, these three revolutionaries played a vital role in making the people aware and insisting the people to fight against. Okay, let us see one by one what were the principles of each three people. So, the John Locke, he in his book Two Treatises of Government, he wrote a book called Two Treatises of Government. In that, he emphasized two things. What are the two things? He wanted to refute the doctrine of divine. What is refute? Refuse. Doctrine of divine, doctrine is policy. Divine is, we are thinking, the rulers, I mean the kings and the church people are the agents of God. God, it's God's will, God's desire to rule. God only appointed us to rule the people. If you are opposing us, it is equal to opposing God. You are opposing the God, it means you are opposing the God's order, like that. That is called doctrine of divine. Okay. Second thing, absolute right of the monarch. What is absolute right? Concrete authority, exclusive authority, complete authority. I mean that is autocracy of the king. So these two things should be concluded. So John Locke, let us call that, you remember Locke, he wanted to lock two things. You remember in such a way. John Locke wanted to put lock for two things. Refute the doctrine of divine and absolute right of the monarch. Second revolutionary is Rousseau. John Jacob Rousseau. His full name is John Jacob Rousseau. He said in his book Social Contract, a government should be a social contract between people and the representative. It should not be the relationship between the king and subject. So whatever the king says, the people have to accept. No, that should not be like that. He wanted the government should be a social contract. There should be a contract between the people and their representatives. That is what we have now. See, we are electing the representatives, they are ruling us. So we empower the representatives, they serve the nation. So there is a contract between people and our representatives, no? So this was our idea was emphasized 250 years before by Rousseau. Okay, this was being followed in all the democracies. So that is why the French Revolution is significant. Here you have to notice that. So this idea of our democratic idea, democratic principle of a social contract, a government is a social contract between the people and the representatives. He emphasized this idea. The second, next, third thing, Montesquieu. Montesquieu, he emphasized that in his book, The Spirit of Laws. The Spirit of Laws, he proposed a division of power. What is division of power? All the power should not be in the hands of the king. Only the king should not have all the powers. The power should be divided between the organs like legislative, executive, and judiciary. The legislative is the lawmaking body, executing is the implementing body, judiciary is a body which interprets a law. Okay, so now we have divided the power between these three organs of the government. So this was the idea. What we have now is proposed by Montesquieu before 230 years in the France. So the France was the first nation which proposed all these revolutionary ideas, which is all over the world now being followed. Okay. So these three revolutionaries ideas strengthened the protest. Okay, now let us see the consolidated state. What are the three revolutionary ideas of these three persons? John Locke, you remember in such a way, Locke wanted to lock two things, doctrine of divine and absolute right of the monarch. Rousseau, he wanted to have a social contract. Rousseau, social. See, Montesquieu, Q one by one. You remember in such a way. You remember. I give you the clue according to your convenience. But if you feel convenient, you can remember in such a way in my style, or whatever you feel convenient, you can have. See, Q Montesquieu one by one. Legislative, executive, and judiciary. So in such a way, if you remember, you will not get confused. John Locke wanted to lock two things. Rousseau, social contract. Q, legislative, executive, and judiciary. If you remember this Q and Locke, automatically the one thing is left. Okay, children? So these three revolutionaries emphasized these new ideas of democracy. They helped the people, they persuaded the people to fight against the king. Okay, so these ideas of philosophers were discussed intensively, severely. These ideas they were telling that no, we wanted to put an end to the privileges, we wanted to put an end to the doctrine of divine, we wanted to put an end to that absolute right of the monarch. The power should be divided between legislature, executive, and judiciary. That government should be a social contract between the people and government representatives. So these ideas were severely, intensively, often discussed in saloons and coffee houses. Wherever you go, if you go to saloon, if you go to coffee houses, everywhere this was the talk of the town. These ideas were the talk of the town. Okay. So there were frequently read aloud. These ideas were read aloud wherever the people were not able to read and write. I mean, for the uneducated people, those who were not able to read and write, these ideas were read louder by the educated people. Okay, so when these are the three reasons which become strong immediate cause. So, what are the three reasons for the protest against the system of privileges? First one, struggle to survive. First one we have seen that struggle to survive. Wherever the people were not able to meet their basic needs, that becomes an immediate cause. Second thing, growing middle class, all educated people and prosperous and educated people, they wanted to put an end to this privileges enjoyed by birth. They wanted social position should be based on his merit. Third thing, these ideas were strengthened by the revolutionary ideas of these three people: Montesquieu, John Locke, Rousseau, and Montesquieu. Okay, with these democratic ideas, everywhere these ideas had been discussed severely. Saloons, coffee shops, and it was read louder, it was discussed. So people all over the nation, this was the situation. When they heard that this was a situation all over France. And when the news reached the people that Louis XVI had planned to impose further taxes, already people were irritated, people were agitated. Now there was a news spreading that again he had planned, again their King Louis XVI had planned to impose further taxes. It generated anger in the minds of the people and they protest against a system of privileges. Okay, so these were the three reasons: struggle to survive, growing middle class, and revolutionary ideas. Okay, so in the next session, let us see these three reasons were in this session, these are the three reasons for the protest against the system of privileges. Okay, in the next session, let us see what is the result of the revolution, I mean outbreak of the revolution.